Hi, I'm Danielle Evans. I'm an HCM solution architect. I've been working at Namos for 2 years. When I think about the female perspective in consulting, it's something that I don't identify personally day to day with. I obviously am female. My personal perspective is something that drives the way that I do what I do. That is a side effect of being a woman, obviously. When I think about that in my workspace, often I think about the societal biases that in social spaces, women are trusted more than men. So I think that helps. From a belief point of view, and I'm sure many other women suffer from things like imposter syndrome, where we tend to do a lot of work to make sure we have the credentials and the kudos to back up what we're saying. So we might come into the room really prepared, over-prepared maybe, with a lot of different points that show that we're clever enough, that we know what we're talking about. And then that becomes the basis for our client relationship. So I've benefited in many ways from the women that came before me to make a space for women in tech and a space for women in Oracle specifically. And Namos is a really great space for that. I've never felt a disbenefit of being a woman in Oracle because Namos empowers us all to work in the way that we do. When I think about traditionally female skills in the space of consulting, things like empathy and connection, I think about how much the world's changed in the last sort of 5 to 10 years in tech, where there's a lot more automation. There's also been a lot of societal changes and cultural changes where the female space is sort of shrinking in some ways. So it's not just a microcosm within tech. This is in the world, there's lots of changes happening. So I feel more than ever that those traditionally female skills are more important. So empathy, connection, active listening. And I think we also have a responsibility to degender those skills so that everybody is expected to listen, expected to be empathetic, expected to have the nuance that we're often expected to have. So with that in mind, and I've recently changed roles to sit in the Centre of Excellence. I'm a solution architect, and that I think is important for us to emulate so that other delivery consultants, regardless of their gender or their self-identification, feel they can use those skills to fill the gap that technical expertise is going to shrink. So if you have more of those softer skills and you can listen to what people are saying and what they're not saying and give those creative solutions that bridge the gap between what technical solutions are available, that I think is where we bring more of the value.